Hey, how are you guys doing?
Not bad, thank
Good,
you. You?
thanks. I'm doing okay. Doing okay. I wanted to thank you both for taking the time to do the interview and congratulate
Okay.
you on the show as well.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Yeah, thanks.
I remember when it premiered, I drove 2 hours to see the first two episodes in theaters.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Nice, Lane. That's amazing.
It was cool. I took my girlfriend and we had a great time, and I've kept up with it ever since.
Oh,
Nice.
cool. Nice.
So I wanted to start with a question for Miss Clark.
Uh-huh.
So Galadriel, obviously, fan favorite character, big deal to a lot of people. Going in, did you look at the movies or the books at all, or were you like, I'm just gonna make this thing my own?
I mean, I just couldn't unlook at the movies or the books because I'd been obsessed with them. And it was really wonderful to know where she was going. And it was really fun to kind of think of how much you could stretch her away from that.
Right.
Um, and I'm really excited that the way that we've done it, in that we're kind of going to be seeing a character falling back in love with Middle Earth.
Mm,
Um, and
mm.
yeah, I mean, the Lord of the Rings and the films of Lord of the Rings are something that's just inspired me as an actor. So to be able to kind of be exist in the same world as that is just an honor and a privilege, and still can't believe it. I'm like, touch wood, it's real. Yeah.
Right. Well, you've done a great job, I have to say.
Well, thank you.
Mr. Vickers with Sauron, obviously that's slightly different because he's never had like a face or really even a voice. How do you take a character that's not remotely human and not humanize him, but translate him into being a human, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the humanizing element of him is interesting because, like, all I can bring to him is my humanity, and even me trying not to be human is like seen through the lens of me as a human because I am a human. And
Right.
same with everyone watching him. It's
Yeah.
like it's so it's really challenging and really tricky. And for me, I mean, it is a I hate answering it like this because it's boring, but I had to read the the books and try and like nitpick these details that Tolkien wrote about Sauron and think in a lot of things in his letters about his intention for the character
Yeah.
to basically try and weave something together that made sense within the script the scripts that we were given, but also him in this world to properly understand the character because but it's almost easier not having he of course Peter Jackson interpreted him as the eye, but that's in the future and not having another person to that has played the role um like that we've seen on screen is kind of gives me a bit more free reign to do with it what I'd like, and I just wanted to learn as much as I could so that I left no stone unturned. So that
Mm.
no one could come up to me and be like, "What about this?" Although there are a few bits where I'm like, I could have done that differently.
Right. Was it tough to keep that secret throughout like the first seasons and people asking you if you're Sauron or
Yeah, man, it
The
was so
press tour
annoying,
was horrendous.
so
The
bad.
I can
fear of
imagine.
the
But
fear
worse
of
for you
dropping this bomb.
because you were doing all the interviews with me, and I was
Yeah.
actually doing quite well. Imagine if
Yeah.
you had spilled
Well,
it.
that was the fear as well, that Charlie would be so good at keeping it in and I'd ruin it. Because it was such a shock to me when I found out he was as well.
Right. I
Um,
remember being
and
at
I
that.
wanted the audience to be deceived as Gladriel was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Completely lost because the show opens on like him, in mask and armor and then so when we meet Halbrand, I was just like, oh, this guy's just kind of going around doing his own thing.
This guy's
Yeah.
yeah, he's just hanging out. What's he doing?
Right. Okay, I've got one more for either of you. So you've spent most of these first two seasons together, a lot of scenes together, a lot of time together. What's something you've learned from the person sitting next to you, whether as an actor or a person that you can like take forward?
Oh,
Well, do you have one? I mean, I can go if you're thinking.
I mean, I think Charlie has such a gift to make people feel um comfortable and valued. And I think that's also why he can play such a fantastic villain, because he's so far removed from that. Um, and
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Thank you. Well, yeah, and I just say the same thing about Morfydd. Is you could play this fantastic villain. No, no. I like we've done. I haven't done many junkets with Morfydd this time round because um our characters then they don't share the screen that much this season.
Mm.
And I have learned thing in the past like couple of hours we've been sitting here doing this. I've learned about thought about things in a completely different way just simply because of your gift of seeing the world through like this prism of humanity and like that is so unique. And so what makes you such a wonderful actor, because you can bring this thing that is quintessentially you, but like you have these observations on society which I couldn't even fathom until you say them, and then I'm like, well, that's really true.
Thank
Well, you're
you.
both awesome. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
your
man.
time.
You too.
I hope to see more of the show. I hope to see the 5 seasons. You guys are incredible.
Yes.
Thanks, Lane. Cheers.